Look, when people start referring to animes as mind-screwing, this is unfortunately not the kind of anime I'm looking for. Mirai Nikki is mind-screwed the same way shoving a dildo up your mouth is face ducking. The smell was so bad, you wondered how many ass pull it suffered from. What I'm trying to say is that this anime is... Future Diary, aka Mirai Nikki, is the story of Amano Yukiteru, the typical shy guy loner who has no friends but his cell phone. Kind of like me. He's an observer who writes a lot of things on his diary, but then he finds out that his diary predicts the future. However, he's not the only one who has that power. One of them is Yuno Gasai, a cute classmate who has a crush on him and is definitely not a psychopath. The diary owners are gonna fight each other until one of them survives and gets the throne of God. So who's gonna be the last survivor of this entire debacle? Mirai Nikki is a romance anime the same way Neon Genesis Evangelion is a sci-fi anime. It'd be more accurate if you put the word horror right before the aforementioned genre. However, if you dive more into the weirdness of the anime world, it actually comes off as the third most disturbing love story, right below the incestual relationship of Yosuga no Sora and whatever the hell kind of thing they're doing in Pupa. Let's talk about Yuno Gasai. She's the absolute highlight of this entire show. Yuno is a great yandere. Despite being an absolute psychopath, she is still able to maintain her sanity and great level of intelligence. This makes her to be not only a helpful side hero, but also a legitimately threatening villain, and she goes back and forth between the two constantly, adding a huge level of unpredictability into the character. Yuki himself is a bit of a wimp. This is a romance couple in which the most awesome moment of the romance couple should be what defines the entire series. I'm talking about this moment. Seriously, this is genuine freaking badassery. Yeah, I know it's about the character's progression on becoming a badass, but it's like Walter White from Breaking Bad. You want to see him more as Heisenberg more so than you want to see him as Walter White. Unfortunately, Walter White being Heisenberg is like 10% of the entire screen time, and it's made even worse knowing that Yuki has no skills whatsoever. I mean, the reason why I root for Shinji Ikari from Evangelion is because he can totally kick some serious ass. Yuki can do jack squat. The other Future Diary owners are a bit of a mixed bag, so let's just mention the characters that I genuinely freaking love. One is Minene Uryu, who is a freaking badass terrorist bomber that steals every scene that she's in. The other one is Akise Aru. Now, stop me if this sounds familiar. A white-haired guy who is unambiguously gay develops a liking to the shy and introverted protagonist. Yeah, this is an XP character of Kaoru from Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it's a deliberate one because it's the same voice actor. Thankfully, he is still awesome, and most importantly, he is still gay. Now let's talk about the story. The first half is a legitimately amazing romance mystery thriller. The second half turns into a shonen anime on crack, and I'm really not kidding with that. We have the typical flashback, we have the power of friendship speech, we have characters shouting in motivation instead of actually kicking the bad guys, and we have ass pulling. Lots and lots of ass pulling. This series really jumped the shark in the second half. It progressively introduces elements that can only make sense if you bash your head completely drunk. Now, this might sound deliberate because they named the god himself Deus Ex Machina, but there's a reason why people hate Deus Ex Machina. They hate it because it creates a very bad excuse for pulling plot points out of asses. Now, what is ass pulling in storytelling? Asspulling is when you pull out plot points seemingly out of nowhere without any explanation to resolve another plot point. The reason why I call it asspulling because while there are justifications on things happening in this anime, they're incredibly weak, and it always leads to God did it. The reason why people freaking hate this cliche to all the writers out there who are listening is because this means literally anything can happen in your story. Anything, therefore killing the tension and making the series boring. The second half is what happens if you're watching anal gay orgy. You just cannot count how many things are being pulled out of someone's ass. This anime's absolutely disgusting tendency on pulling plot points out of their asses causes me to throw my hands up in the air and just give up. I give up. Since anything can happen in the story, I can just make the ending myself. Okay, if anything can happen in the story, literally anything, at least make it a happy ending. Nope, it It's a very bittersweet ending, an ending that gives a middle finger to the main couple and treats the other insignificant characters to have a much better fate than the two main romance couple. I mean, seriously? And then right after the credits, the anime pulls its biggest freaking ass pull that renders 3 episodes near the finale of the entire freaking series completely freaking pointless. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the first half of this anime. I enjoyed some of the characters, I enjoyed the romance couple, I enjoyed Yuno. However, the plot points go completely freaking ballistic in the second half, and it's to the point where anything can happen, and I don't care. I just don't give a crap anymore. I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the story, I just don't care. Get me to the ending and let me be done with it. Oh wait, even that one sucked. Mirai Nikki, aka Future Diary, gets 2 stars out of 5. It's a complete anal train wreck that I really didn't like, but I cannot deny that people might find enjoyment in this. Watch only if you're like really interested in it, but be prepared to throw your hands out and just give up in the atrocious second half. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.